impacted. We are impacted. Impacted. We're ready to get up. We want to win. Light the fire of power and make us free. We never break down. We want to win. We are impacted. The best team.
Oh, and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted, episode 117, coming to you live by the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you're listening on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows all over the world. I'm your host, Bison, and today I am joined by, of course, the one and only Joker. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. A bit devastated by recent news and still blown away by Hard to Kill. You know, it's been a hell of an emotional start to the year from all sides.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, my friend. How's your week been, though, other than wrestling-related stuff?
Oh, the week's been just another week. It's been bloody freezing because they've got the massive cold snap coming over and bit of ice, bit of snow. Same.
Well, do you know what, really. Right? Today we were scheduled to have our flat roof replaced on our extension on the back.
Yeah.
The guys turned up this morning. I was just getting in the car to take the kids to school, and it said something like minus 4.5 or something on the car thermometer thing.
God.
And the blokes were coming. They came in. You could tell that they were like, Jesus, it's cold. And they started loading their stuff around the back. And I said, look, dude, I got to get off. I got to get the kids to school. I'm going to the gym. I'll be back about 10:30, 11:15, right? So he's like, yeah, no worries, buddy, no worries. We'll see you when you get. I said, look, I've left the man cave open so you can get to electric and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so he goes off. I go off to take the kids away. By the time I get to the gym, I've got a message on my phone. We're having a few problems. There's so much ice frozen on the top of the current flat roof. We can't scrape it off. We're really struggling to scrape it off. It's so cold. We've just looked at the phone. We'll be back tomorrow morning because it's supposed to be a bit milder. So, so they didn't end up getting it done in the end because it was just so cold this morning.
Jesus
Christ.
You have to salt the bloody roof.
Exactly. Salt the roof, baby. That makes sense. We should do that. Anyway, guys, listen. Little story there for you guys. But can I just quickly say hello? So we've got Mirror's in the house. He's always here straight off the bat. We love that, Mirror. Thank you for that. David Gibson's in the house. Anna's here, which is good. Punk is in the house. Zach Bonifer's in the house. Okay, Zach, Buff Beefalo Bison. Well, I'm getting there, brother. I'm getting there. I am getting there. Punk's not staying long, unfortunately. That's a real shame.
The one match I was really looking forward to. I haven't watched it yet, so he's seen the match that I haven't seen yet. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Bonkers is in the house, so everyone's turning up.
Hey, okay,
guys, can I just say, while you're all here, make sure if you're new to the channel, which you guys clearly aren't, and you like what you see so far, then consider smashing that subscribe button and giving us a thumbs up. Now, I always say that, guys, we need these thumbs up. I get 200 plus 300 views on these, and we only seem to hit 30 thumbs up. Come on, what's that about? What is that about? We don't get no thumbs down, fair play. But
you can't
30,
well, you stop that.
300 people, 400 people, 200, 300, 400 people are watching the show. Why am I only getting 30 thumbs up? What's that about? I should at least get 150. Come on, we should at least get 150. Do you reckon, Joe?
I'm just happy with whatever we get.
Mate, serious. We need more. We need more thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the higher up we get, the more people watch the show.
Yeah, the tribe knows 11.
We need the thumbs up, guys. Get the thumbs up in there, guys. Get it in there, guys. And if you'd like to show your appreciation with the odd super sticker, that would be, of course, very much appreciated. And of course, helps provide you guys with as much content each and every week as we possibly can. You probably noticed we have been up in our game recently. You know, we've been getting in on the community stuff, as well as getting the shorts in there as well. I do enjoy doing those every morning, actually. When I get up, I'm like, right, what's news? What have we got? What's come out? You know, and yeah, I bang it out there. So it's good doing that, you know, and I hope you guys like them.
Triumphant.
Someone's mentioning the shorts in there. What's that? Oh, by the way, thanks for spoiling the result of the what? What are you on about? Title match with the thumbnail. Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. But then not, you know, it was live, buddy. Yeah, Jack.
Country.
See, I'm so glad that we can keep doing that. You know what I mean? I'm so glad we can keep. I was so scared we were going to have to retire Hardcore Country. But anyway, so apparently my shorts get more thumbs up than this show, apparently. Anyway, but there you go. But Punk, mate, this is a hardcore. This is a hard to kill review. What do you expect us to do? You know what I mean? Go watch the show. It is great to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. But listen, go and watch the show, then come back and watch our review. How about that? I think that sounds fair. Is that a fair deal?
This is sick. This is sick. This whole place is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mir's got it down. What's your excuse? 5 days.
He's been
5 whole days. Come on, dude. Get it in. Even if you were watching it in bits and splots. You know what I mean? You should be able to get it in by now, dude. Come on. Anyway, guys. Let's talk about the news, rumours, and of course, a little bit of an Impact recap of the week. This is more sort of kind of news and rumours, Impact news and rumours, really, because most of the stuff is come from Hard to Kill. So there's not a lot on here to actually sort of kind of recap, really. But the first thing I want to touch on is obviously, and a few people have already mentioned it already. Oh, thank you so much, Anna. We really appreciate that. She's hitting us with a super sticker already. She's put, I'm sorry I won't be interacting much. I have a migraine. I'll just be listening. Just know I'm here and also work overnight 12 hours, so I'm not always here. No, we know that, Anna, but we appreciate you joining us. You're one of our most loyal fans, shall I say? I don't know, is it a fan or one of the most loyal family members? Let's say that. One of our most loyal family members.
TNI family.
Yeah,
TNI
exactly.
tribe, TNI family.
We really appreciate it, guys. We really appreciate it, Anna. We really do. And I hope you had a fabulous Christmas and New Year, by the way. Now, guys, I just want to hit it with the first thing. So get it out of the way. We are dedicating today's show to the incredible Jamin Pugh, Jay Briscoe. After the sad news of his passing, we believe he was involved in a car crash. We're also sending all of our love and condolences to his entire family and friends, and praying for his daughter. I believe as we speak,
she's undergoing surgery on her back.
She's undergoing surgery on her back right now. So you know, guys, send all your prayers to the Pugh family right now. They need it as much as possible, and they believe in all of that stuff. So let's do it. All of our prayers going out to the entire family. We wish them all the best and offer them our love and sympathy to the entire family, and of course, you know, close friends as well. So we do, you know, what sad news. Gone to 38 years old, Joe. 38 years old. What a waste.
Gosh. 4 years older than
unbelievable. Unbelievable, mate.
Yeah.
You know, but all, you know, that's all we can really do, really, is just send our love and make sure, you know, we send our prayers and hope to God that his daughter is going to be okay after her operation. There you go. Can I just say a quick thank you to Punk for his little super sticker there? We appreciate that. We do appreciate that. So thank you so much for that as well, buddy. Now,
Oh, baby!
going into a little bit of good news. Obviously, this past Friday at Hard to Kill, we had the news that Frankie Kazarian has signed a long-term deal with Impact Wrestling, which is awesome. He's now left AEW and he's come to Impact Wrestling long term. That's fantastic. You know, I would imagine that, you know, he'll perform as long as he needs to, but I'm sure he's got some kind of backstage role within the company as well, which I think is going to be absolutely fantastic. He clearly enjoyed his time when he was, with us over 2022, and it's great to have him back. So we're excited about that. We also had the debut of Santino Marrella, which was
Hold on, calm down, just breathe.
Yeah, which is fantastic. I mean, I have to say, there's a lot, there's a lot to be said about characters like that in wrestling. The dude had a pretty cool career in WWE. I'm looking forward to seeing what Santino does actually, because I think he could be a bit of fun. Could be
he's going to be good. I can't wait to see what he does with Johnny Swinger and Ziggy Dice.
Yeah,
but it's going to be interesting. I'm just what's the reason Frankie Kazarian that blew me away. That was just unbelievable. I thought I had a feeling that I knew his contract was up with AEW run this year and pretty soon. As I thought, if he's going to go anywhere now, it's going to be Impact Wrestling, or he's going to go to all the indies. So to come back to Impact Wrestling for a multi-year deal, which rather than I thought it'd just be a 1 year deal and then that would be it. But multi-year deal, he's there for at least 3 or 4 years.
Well, it says long term. It says long term,
yeah,
so he's here for forever, which is fantastic news. But
he's going to be pushing a lot of guys out the roster. It's going to be fantastic.
I just want to say a quick goodbye to Punk. He's heading out.
Take care.
I don't blame you. Don't want any more spoilers, my friend. Do we? Don't want any more spoilers.
Right.
I just say a quick welcome to John. Obviously, John's just joined us as well, and it looks like
Trent's
the boss is
in the house.
Trent's in the house.
Hey.
So interesting
how
stuff.
You doing, boss?
Yeah, how you do? Yeah, exactly. He's just back from a fantastic holiday in Mexico. In his watching his sister get married, which is absolutely fantastic. But
congratulations!
Mexico, the pictures are amazing. I'm like, man, I'm so jealous. I want to go to Mexico right now. I've got to wait now until I go on. I'm going to Greek Island Kos in June, so I've just got to chill out. I've got to keep working out, get my body in good shape. I'm looking forward to my holiday, so it's going to be great. But Trent, very jealous, my friend, very, very jealous.
You guys swing?
And that was pretty awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. There you go. Yes, I agree. Get well soon, Anna. So bonus babies in the house. So awesome. Absolutely fantastic to see that. Now, talking about wrestlers signing with Impact Wrestling. This week we heard that MLW star Myron Reed is now a free agent. Could we see Myron Reed debut at Impact Wrestling at the next set of tapings in Florida? What do you think? I got a feeling, because apparently he asked for his release and he was granted it, but he actually asked for his release. There must be a reason. Can't tell me you're just gonna, ask for your release when you ain't got something possibly in the pipeline. I'm a massive fan. I've been putting it out there for a while that I'd like to see this version of the Rascals arrive on Impact Wrestling, the Myron Reed and obviously Wentz and Trey, like a heel version.
Yeah,
I'm very keen.
Myron Reed and Trey, I can see that happening, especially with Crazy Stephen Blackter being the main guys after the X Division title at the moment, because Mike Bailey's got Kenny King on his sights. So it's the perfect storm to bring him in and bring back a real heel, or bring in a real heel version of the Rascals that we've only seen on the independent scene, which should be
totally, man,
bloody brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, I just for me, I enjoyed the last version of the Rascals, the original version of the Rascals that came in with the
loved it.
And all that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed it, but I just think a full version of the faction would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be a massive shake-up from what we saw. It'd be so. It'd be like the virtual definition of parallel universe. It'd be brilliant.
It would. It would. That's exactly what it would be like. But of course, we've seen the new version of Trey, who getting tagging everything he sees and using spray cans, etc., to get wins in matches. So he's definitely using heel tactics. But next thing would be to bring in some heel buddies, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But again, we could, I agree with that, Trent, but maybe, maybe he hasn't had much of a chance to create a character. Whereas you come to a company like Impact and you're kind of, you're required to create a character because majority of, that's what Impact is about. So, I think he'd be great. I think he'd be fantastic in the X Division. And, he's a hell of a talent. So, yeah, I think he fit really well. So I agree with that, definitely. Now, Impact, excuse me. Sorry, guys. As you can tell, I'm still under the weather. Well, I've gone downhill a little bit. I started to feel better, and now it's come back. So I got a chesty cough again. Absolute nightmare, but never mind. Impact had Hard to Kill sold out. They had to turn people away who were trying to get into center stage on the night, even though everyone knew it was going to win. The rumor is that the Fallout on Saturday was also sold out on the night. So I would imagine, maybe some of the people they were turning away, they said, well, yeah, but you can come tomorrow night, buy a ticket, so who knows?
Let's just put them in for the night, if you've got the tickets for tonight, come on in. I think it's brilliant.
Why not? Yeah, I think it's great. And fantastic news that Impact are now starting to, become the promotion to watch. And I think, as we find out when we talk about Hard to Kill in the review in a minute, what a hell of an event it was. If it was the first time you've been to an Impact event, or even if it wasn't, and you're coming back, what a show! And if you came with people, that you hadn't been to an Impact show before, what a show for them to come to. They're definitely going to buy tickets to come back. So I would imagine there was a lot of people at Hard to Kill that thought, you know what, this is awesome, I'm coming back tomorrow, and then bought tickets to come back the following day. But at the end of the day, two nights, as far as we're aware, that ended up being sold out. That's incredible, and it just goes to show how hungry the Atlanta crowd are for a bit of Impact Wrestling, eh?
Yeah, brilliant event. I can just go on for ages.
Exactly.
I got a stutter, really bad stutter and a stammer, so I'll probably sound like a broken record, literally. Minus the scratch.
Don't leave it all to me, because I'm going to end up, by the end of this, coughing my guts up, I'm sure, but my throat will be going a nightmare. Can I just say a quick hello to Justin Miller? Nice to see you in the house. We don't often see you live, my friend. Great to see you. Don't get to leave as many comments as you like on any of the stuff we're talking about. You're all part of it just as much as we are, so we love that. We love that about you guys. So what else have we got in the chat just before we move on? A little bit about Santana Marrella.
Yes, Santino Marrella. The best way to remember, if you don't know who Santino Marrella is, look for Cobra, WWE.
The Cobra, baby.
Cobra! That used to piss me off so much, because I could see this was a guy with so much potential to be something better than a joke star, and he used to piss me off so much. He's a
very good wrestler. Very good wrestler.
He's very, very good. It's just like Maclin. He's a guy you can see really, really deserved to be pushed higher than he was, and was just kept below everybody else, but to put people who didn't need putting over. And that is really pissed me off because I really, really did enjoy all the stuff he did.
I agree, man. I agree, because he's very good in ring. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this character.
Grado was to Impact Wrestling, basically.
Kind of, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully he's not going to be like that. Not as bad as that, surely. Come on.
No. Now he's going to be a bit more of a serious role. But if you compare his time in WWE to Grado in Impact Wrestling, I
guess a little bit like that.
No, I only saw like 2016 onwards from Grado, so I missed quite a lot.
Okay. Now, also a few possible new faces performed on the Saturday night as well. I've heard, some new up and coming indie talents showing their faces. We know there was a couple of ladies matches with, a couple of knockouts matches involving some fresh talent from the indies, which is great. A couple of AEW and NWA guys, which is fabulous. And like I said, there was a couple of new guy faces as well, apparently. So I think it's awesome. So we've got a lot to look forward to from this set of tapings as well over the next couple of weeks. So that's exciting stuff, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
I just say a quick hello to Rick Joe. It's just me or Joe Hendry slowly turn heel. Also Rip Okay, fair enough. No, I don't think Joe's turning heel. No.
Oh no, Joe Hendry's doing his promos and stuff. He's putting himself out like The Rock did.
Yeah, definitely.
He's deliberately being an asshole, but and he when he spoke to Tommy Dreamer about where he got his inspiration for a lot of his work, and he got it from when The Rock came back from doing the Scorpion King and started doing all the singing in the ring and things like that. Like he got from that era of the Rock's character where he was just literally just taking pot shots at everyone while still being the face and just taking the piss out of everybody. And Joe Hendry's going to be a babyface for a little while yet.
I think so, definitely.
It's not like when he took Katarina off of Grado and tried to get him deported.
Definitely. Now, Shop Impact have also released a few more T-shirts this week. So we've got the Santino Marrella one, which is pretty cool. We've got Trey and Zicky Dice. Head over to shopimpact.com.
The Trey Miguel shirt's awesome.
Fill your boots with some of them great shirts they got going on. Some really good ones. And also this week, Bully Ray on Busted Open Radio indicated that he intends to stick around for a while with Impact, which is fantastic. He urges fans to check the product out, as well as praises the locker room. And I've always said, like, regardless of whether you love or you hate Bully Ray, you cannot, deny the fact that he will bring eyes to the product. And especially not just in the ring or anything like that, but the guy's got a hell of a following on social media. He's part of the Busted Open Sirius radio show, which he can talk about Impact all the time to everybody. You cannot deny the potential that we've got to gain some eyes by having Bully Ray involved with Impact Wrestling. I think it's a great move, and I'm glad he's sticking around for a little while. But there you go. Rick's asking me if I think that Raven will be working backstage.
I think Raven is. I think
Raven probably already is. Yeah, he probably already is.
I think Raven's definitely got some extra creative input somewhere, even if it's not on the payroll. He's someone that the wrestlers can turn to for advice and that. He's always been. And Mickey James is someone who's he's still in contact with him now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I totally agree with that 100%. I think Impact at the moment seem to have a lot of creative minds getting involved in putting their shows together.
Just crossing my mind now. Eddie Edwards has got his past coming up to haunt him. I want Raven to take Eddie Edwards on if there's going to be one last match for Raven. Because
oh my god,
Eddie Edwards still owes Raven a favor after he got him at the asylum.
I cannot see Raven getting back in the ring.
Or Raven setting something up for Eddie Edwards is like payback because you still owe me. Put Eddie Edwards in a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match.
Yeah. And Dead Punk, just going back to what Dead Punk's saying there. Dead Punk, he's saying I'm assuming he's talking about Bully Ray. He might be talking about Raven, I'm not sure, but he knows how to sell a product and tell a story that you can become invested in. And I agree with that with regards to Bully Ray, Raven, and many of the creative minds that we know that they've already got backstage. So it's you think about like Jimmy Jacobs is back there, people like that they're writing stories and putting this thing forward. I think it's amazing. You got so many creative people. Crazy Steve's creative, Rosary's creative. You've got so many people backstage that have input in how they put stuff together and push it forward and create their characters. And if anybody tells me that Impact Wrestling doesn't know how to tell a story, well, they don't know what a wrestling story is, because they certainly do.
Team matches are hard to kill. I think in tears by the end of them. That's how good the storytelling was from Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to get to that in a second, David. By the way, with regards to that, I'm not sure what that's about, but we'll talk about it in a second. But I tell you what, let's get stuck into the Hard to Kill review. There's so many amazing things to talk about that I think we're going to be here a while. So let's get cracked into it. And we start off obviously with the countdown matches. So we've got Angels versus Yuya Uemura versus Delirious versus Mike Jackson versus Mike Bailey versus the returning Kushida.
Incredible wrestler.
There hasn't been any word on why Gujar was replaced, so maybe we'll find out tomorrow night on Impact why Gujar wasn't in that match. I've got no idea really, but I thought this was a banging match. And you know what? I thought they featured the 70+ Jackson hitting a suicide dive through the ropes.
Yeah.
Amazing. The audience went insane for Mike. They went insane for him. I mean, I know he's a local guy.
Yeah.
And I was really good. I was like, why would you put some random dude in? I mean, I know he's a local guy, so it's a local pop or whatever, but I was still like, I don't understand why you're putting him in that X Division style match. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I just couldn't make any sense of it. But when you heard the pop when Mike sort of kind of like did that suicide dive, it was amazing. But then we get, in the end, obviously, we get what you would expect from a match of that that quality. X Division style stuff. Like I said, I mean, the Mike Jackson stuff, although it was really cool, did slow the match down a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was a cool moment, so it was acceptable. I didn't have any issues with it. But then, of course, a returning Kushida picks up the win by submission, by all accounts. Over Angels of all people. What was your thought on this match? What were your thoughts on this match, Joe? Because I enjoyed it.
It was a lot more fast paced than I expected it to be. I thought the pace would have slowed down with Matt Jackson being there, and it like you said, they slowed it down at the right spot for it. So they gave him his spots, and then the match just carried on going full pelt again. So it didn't disrupt the flow of the match or anything too much at all. It was a really good opener. I forgot Bipinda Gujar was meant to be in this match. So why he wasn't there, I'm not sure. I'm guessing mostly because Matt Jackson's a local guy, so the extra pop would be worth it. And
it wasn't him. It was Delirious. Delirious replaced him.
And I think Gujar might have also been in Canada as well.
Okay, but
or somewhere like that. He might have been wrestling elsewhere. Because he just couldn't get back in time. But then Delirious is one of the guys they brought back on standby, and he's one of the guys in creative. So, and Delirious added a lot to the match too. He was just great fun to watch as usual. Everyone starts and Delirious runs straight out the ring.
Yeah. It was a good match. It was a good match, top to bottom. To be
good
fair.
Fun. Yeah, good quality fun X Division match. What you'd expect to kick off the whole event was a good 6-way match, and definitely we got there.
Yeah, definitely. Apparently, Jonathan Sam is saying that Bison was happy Mike Jackson wrestled. I had no problem with Mike Jackson wrestling, absolutely none at all. He's a local lad. I totally get why they put him in, but to me, and it didn't ruin the match. I thought it could. I thought there was a potential that it could end up ruining the match because they're worrying about protecting Mike. Because they're not going to want to hurt him. So my thought process was it could sort of kind of spoil the match a little bit because they were worried about hurting Mike Jackson. But at the end of the day, it got the pop. You had the cool suicide dive moment, which is really cool. Crowd goes crazy. It did what it said on the tin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It did what it said on the tin. That's as far as I'm. It was a good move. I hold my hands up, even though I was totally shocked that they would put him in the match out of the blue like that. But it did what it needed to do. So, fantastic job. Well done for doing it. We then had the X Division title match: Trey Miguel versus Black Taurus, obviously with Crazy Steve in his corner. And after another classic Crazy Steve introduction, we got an outstanding treat between these two incredibly athletic guys in the ring. However, it really did take a spray paint to the eyes to ensure Trey walks away victorious. So as we were talking about earlier, when we were talking about a potential to get the heel Rascals going, we've clearly got a heel Trey really building up now. He's using spray cans. He's being devious, to get the victories and stuff. He's using lots of heel tactics. So I'm liking it. I think it's great. Heel Trey all the way. That's what I say. What about you, Joe?
This match was amazing. I'm disappointed it wasn't on the main card. But what match would you have taken off to switch it to replace it though? Is the question that I throw out there to everyone. But this was a great match. it was like the first of 5 title matches of the night, which is just that in itself is good to know. The Black Taurus and Trey Miguel once again tore the house down. So back and forth, and it came down to once again Black Taurus just pushing Trey Miguel to the point where it says, "Fuck it, I don't care how I win this," and gets it's setting up the heel turn brilliantly. The heel turn came out of nowhere, and it's coming up, but it's just been carried forward brilliantly. It's just once again great storytelling from Impact Wrestling. We knew Black Taurus was sadly not going to get the win, but how it happened, we could have probably guessed that too. But again, it's all about storytelling and where it's going to go from there.
I mean, the bottom line. I agree, mate. I agree.
I think he's a bit pissed off at me praising Trey Miguel.
He's not happy. He's not happy. He said just then it took him all night to get that shit out of his eyes. All night.
Yeah.
So he wasn't happy.
His horns are still green from the first bloody lot.
I know. I noticed that as well. Definitely. Dead Punk saying it's different for Trey. It gives him more depth going from the guy chasing the belt to the guy trying to hold on to it. You know, I totally agree with that as well. What's this? Bison, do you like Yuma in Impact? What do you mean Yuma? Uemura? Yuya? I do actually, my friend. I do. I think Yuya Uemura is a fantastic wrestler. So yeah, I do. I do like
fantastic.
him.
I really do like
great.
him.
So one things for Shutdown to Hard to Kill was really good. Both the matches were solid, and I think. Yeah, I think if I was someone that wasn't by the pay-per-view, I might have gone for it. After watching those 2 matches, I might have thought, you know what, I'm going to go for this. So hopefully it did what it did on the tin. With regards to Mira's comment there, with regards to Death Dolls, I don't think that they're not showing them any love. I think that is actually quite a good move, making them the exclusive match on digital media. I really do, and as we'll talk about it later, it's a hell of a match. It's really good.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be moved similar to that, given the layout of the card. And there was at least 3 matches you could have put on the pre-show. One of them I would have thought they would have put on would have been Moose versus Joe Hendry because it's a digital media championship match, but it not being on there made more sense. So it was going to be either the 6-way or the Death Dolls versus Tasha Steelz and Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans to be this week's digital media exclusive. So to have a match over always a match spare it seems to be the where they're going now for pay-per-views, have a match, and the Impact Plus specials, have a match spare so you can make that this week's digital media exclusive is the smart,
which is great as well, because you get an exclusive match. It was in that sold out crowd that was going crazy. When they all came out and everything, they were going nuts. I thought it was great. I did. I thought it was great. So we then obviously head over to Hard to Kill pay-per-view. Obviously, it kicked off. We opened the pay-per-view with a 10 ring bell salute to the TNA legend Don West, and then the show itself was dedicated to him, which I thought was a nice touch. Really did I thought that was a really nice touch. I like that. And all of the wrestlers out on the stage was great.
That had me welling up. And then when the first match kicked off, I've still got that playing on my mind throughout the entire match. And so when this match ended, that's why I was in bloody tears. So much emotion has burst out at the end of that match, and then we go
Now, guys, what I'm going to say here is that I've decided something we haven't done before. I've decided to star the matches. Because and just give my star opinion. You might not agree, Joe might not agree, but when I go through them, I'm going to give them a star rating based on what I thought of the actual match itself. You might not agree, you may agree, it's up to you. But that's one thing about opinions, guys. We all have one. So, but let us know if you disagree. Let me know if you think it was an awful match and I thought it was a great match. Just let us know, because that's what the live chat is all about, guys, because we love to listen to what you guys have to say about it as well. That's what makes this show different to others. We are interacting with you, and we love what you've got to say, because everyone has their opinion, and that's what this is all about. Everyone has an opinion. So
I can turn it on anytime, Pat. Come on, no problem.
We kick off Hard to Kill with Full Metal Mayhem Josh Alexander versus Bully Ray. For me, this match had pretty much everything you need for this kind of storytelling, so I gave it 5 stars, 5 out of 5. This is the match. This is the match of the night for me. It was it was a very close call, but this is the match of the night for me. 5 stars all the way. It had everything you needed. So with insane spots, including Josh jumping off a ladder, doing a splash onto Bully Ray, that was mental. We had a table through the table. To Tommy Dreamer coming out to look as if he's aiding Bully and then turn on him. And of course, we had Josh's wife Jen coming out, friend of the show Jade coming out to help Josh, hitting Bully in the family jewels, and then a tornado DDT. Yeah,
that needs to be a soundbite. If J Bone or anyone's listening,
my balls.
We need to get that as a soundbite.
Yeah, and then of course we had the tornado DDT from her, which was badass. Josh then finishes off Bully to earn the pin and retain, obviously, the world title. This match was insane, mate. I mean, we had blood. We had, like you say, we had insane spots. We had cheese graters. We had dustbin lids. We had chains. We had tables. We had chairs. We had ladder. We had it all.
The only thing that was missing was fire.
Yeah, fire would have been.
They wanted to go full.
They had fire.
It would
have been 5.5, mate. It wouldn't have just been 5-star. It'd been 5.5.
Yeah, this match
I just felt that the story being told, top to perfect, absolutely perfect. Oh yes, sorry, Mir. It was sliced bread. You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
It's like Jay did a payback for Spike Dudley to Bubba Ray type thing. Because after I saw the clip of attacking Bully Ray, I watched the highlights before I watched the whole thing. I watched the highlights on Friday and then watched it on Friday night. As soon as I saw her do the sliced bread, I thought back to when the Dudley Boys turned on Spike Dudley in WWF and they threw him through the table because Spike Dudley's finisher was the sliced bread as well off the turnbuckle.
It was just insane. I mean, my thought process on this was, as much as you always want to start a show off hot. You do. You always want to start a show off hot. I still kind of feel that this should have been the main event personally. But this certainly started the show off hot. But the trouble is, when you start a show off hot, you've then got to follow that shit up. Which then becomes very hard to do, especially when you've got your standard bearer in Josh Alexander, your world champion. You've got obviously Bully Ray is like one of the best heels like in the world, absolutely smashing the shit out of this. And they gave it everything. They gave it absolutely everything to sell this match. And I just love the way it ended. I thought the story being told at the end was fantastic. And so much can come out of this as well. So like with Bully staying, you've got potential feuds, or you got, him wanting to get revenge on people like Tom. He's probably going to want to get revenge on Tommy Dreamer. So you got that possibly coming out of this. Obviously, he's not gonna want to be done with a world title.
No, I can see him possibly crossing past Eddie Edwards too, given their history. If they've got some history at Ring of Honor, I could see them crossing past if they've got history at Ring of Honor.
Well, I'm thinking of what actually was coming out of this. I mean, what if he wants to get revenge on Jen for hitting him in the family jewels?
Oh yeah, he's not finished with Josh Alexander just yet. He's not going to let Steve Maclin just take his spot as number one contender that easily.
Yeah, and I still feel that Steve Maclin versus Bully Ray is coming. I just have it. I just know that's coming.
I think we're getting that this Friday rather than Steve Maclin versus Josh Alexander.
You mean at the
New Year's Revolution is?
Yeah, we may do. I have a funny feeling it might be at the Vegas tapings, but we'll have to wait and see. Was it No Surrenders the next one?
No Surrenders is next. We got New Year's Revolution this week.
Yeah, but it's only a set of tapings, really, though, isn't it? It's only a set of TV tapings. It's not a special.
Oh, I thought it was
not
a
live
special.
special. No,
Oh,
it's
no.
just a set of tapings. They just, like they do, where they sort of kind of name their sets of tapings. That's all
Yeah.
they've done.
I
I
thought like
now
since Christmas this was a bloody Impact Wrestling special.
I don't think so, because obviously we just had Hard to Kill. If you had another special the following week, that'd be stupid. So I think the next special is No Surrender. So who knows? That might be a potential one there. Buddy Ray versus Steve Maclin. I just think that would be fucking insane. I've wanted it all day long. But
Yeah.
I think that's going to be fucking mad, because Maclin, again, as he proves later on, is hardcore, man. So we'll get to that in a second, though. I don't want to spoil it. But anyway, we then go backstage. We've got Impact legends Tara and Raven wishing Mickie James good luck in her high stakes title versus career match against Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace tonight. It was quite a moment. I thought Tara looked very genuine in her tears.
Yeah.
And her love towards obviously her best friend, which I thought was awesome as well. But is it me, or is Tara got short? Because I always remembered Victoria or Tara as being is quite tall, but she's it's like she shrunk a little bit.
I thought she was a lot taller. I can
I
remember.
did. I actually thought she was much taller than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We all get a little bit shorter as we get older. I've lost about an inch, I think, in the recent years. So maybe she has got a little bit shorter. I don't know. But it was great to see her. It was a nice little touch to have her turn up at Hard to Kill. I really like that. But look at Anna. She's thinking she wants Maclin versus Josh at Rebellion. I agree. I think
I think that would be the best.
Yeah,
that would be the best time to have it.
We then get Impact World Tag Team Championship elimination match. Motor City Machine Guns, major players, Ace and Bay, Bullet Club versus Heath and Rhino. Now, I gave this match a 4-star because it didn't quite, for me, heights to the first one. And again, like I said, it's not, is it? It's not gonna, because that was just crazy match. That's not to say it wasn't good. So I decided to hit it with a 4. And as I said, here it was one hell of a match between 4 fantastic teams. But Motor City Machine Guns played it very cool. After an initial brawl style breakout, the match gets started, and you can see that Chris Sabin is keeping Alex Shelley out of the match, as best he possibly can, letting the other 3 teams fight it out and eliminate each other, which makes perfect sense. That's how you do it. Of course, it's that's storytelling. That's tactics.
Yeah,
makes perfect sense. Cardona rolls up and pins remove Heath and Rhino from the equation. We then get Ace and Bay, especially show off some incredible athletic offense on major players, but the major players weather the storm. We get some incredible offense from both sides, and with Sabin and Shelley popping in to show willing eventually, Bay hits Myers. So does Anna. She loves this match as well. So they're popping in. We eventually get Bay hits Myers with the art of finesse. Ace follows it up with a fold to then eliminate Myers, leaving 2 teams, Bullet Club versus Motor City Machine Guns. And we know that moving forward that this is potentially where they're going. I think we're going to see an incredible feud in the coming weeks now between Motor City Machine Guns. I'm sure major players have got something to say about this as well. But then the major players then attack Ace and Bay after being eliminated. Sabin flies through the Sabin flies through the ropes into Cardona. The Guns then put Bay away with a dirt bomb to get the victory and retain the tag team championships. Now, this was an incredible match, and I think the tactics was that City Machine Guns played at the beginning has led to them ultimately winning those titles. I love the promo they did afterwards where they were talking about like they just eliminated the 3 best teams in Impact Wrestling. Where do they go from here? Well, I think they're going to have Ace and Bay to deal with, and I can see that being a hell of a feud to Rebellion, where they will take those titles from Motor City Machine Guns, I feel. But either way, this was a great match. Really, really enjoyed it. What did you think on this one, Joe?
Yeah, I agree with Barry. He's this match is one of the weakest ones of the night. I do agree. It was a fucking brilliant match, but it did go a bit too predictable. Was the way the teams felt, it went a bit too predictable. You could tell that Heath and Ryan were going to go first, and it would be the major players. Then it would be down to the Bullet Club. And obviously, the Motor City Machine Guns retaining makes sense from a storytelling perspective, and I wouldn't have had them lose it regardless. I would have wanted to keep the tag titles on a team for at least 3 or 4 months before they get lost again.
Yes,
build up Ace and Bay and the major players, and the Motor City Machine Guns. Keep them in the tag team hunt now. Keep all them in the main scene while we and build up a big, massive freeway for Rebellion or so, and see what happens then. But it was the most underwhelming match of the night. Not to say it was bad, but I would have saved 4 stars if I was to give it a rating too. But the offense was amazing. The finish was unexpected because I didn't expect the Machine Guns to do anything else other than Skull and Bones to finish the match. And Chris Bay taking the pin.
I love the fact at one point. I love the fact they did the Magic Killer as well. I thought was pretty cool.
that made me chuckle. They just rub it in that the big guns of the Bullet Club are all gone now. It's all the new boys now, so it's adding insult to injury in that retrospect as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They're undermining Chris Bay and Ace Austin's potential. Basically, they're writing them off as easy pickings. And Ace and Bay have just come back from a tour of Japan, winning about 14 matches out of 17 or so that they've had. And
yeah,
it's
going to be great. I people saying that Bay and Ace and Bay should have won the match. I'm not sure. I think it was I think it was a good move because otherwise you're running, you're slipping into that hot potato territory of just like the tag titles flipping around all over the place. We don't want that.
We've had that with the Kingdom, then Heath and Rhino, and the Motor City Machine Gun. So
we need them to hold it. We need them to hold it for a bit, and we need Bay and Ace to have a feud with the Motor City Machine Guns, which then comes to a head, and then it happens. Bay and Ace get their time, and I think they'll probably be the tag champs for probably the rest of the year once they win it. And we're going to get some bangers. I can tell you that now. So once the ring was cleared, Frankie Kazarian makes his shocking return and announces that he signed a long-term contract with Impact Wrestling, and the crowd goes wild.
Scott. Good job.
I think that was a great move. I'm so happy to have Frankie back. We've already talked about it, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But that was a real cool moment. The crowd was loud. The crowd was loud. It was brilliant. So welcome home.
Goosebumps when he walked down the ramp, because you could tell that this was more than just I made to pick a fight with somebody. This was like legitimate business, and I thought, oh my god. No, exactly. But it was fantastic. Goosebump moment. The crowd were going wild. Welcome home, Frankie Kazarian. We're pleased to have you back. Now, then we move on. We got the Digital Media Championship title match. Joe Hendry versus Moose, or Dancing Moose. See, this is where I'm probably going to disappoint you on this one, my friend, because this is my 3-star match of the night. I thought it was a solid match between two powerhouse bulls, but there was moments where I felt we were on the verge of, getting botches and all sorts of stuff going on. But Hendry does hit Moose with a very impressive vertical suplex, but Moose gets straight up. And in another show of power, hitting Moose with a walking suplex, which was pretty cool. That was amazing.
Yeah, but Moose shuts down Joe's momentum and hits the drop kick in true Moose, high as fuck style. We then get some impressive and powerful offense from both guys, because they were both powerhouses, aren't they, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
And after a series of near falls, Moose ends up distracting the ref with a championship belt and then hits Joe with a low blow.
Because I like scumbags.
You are a fucking scumbag. Anyways, get the low blow, get the 1, 2, 3. Moose is celebrating as he leaves the ring as Santino's music hits and out hits a new DOA comes out and lays down the law. He restarts the match, but this time it's different. Joe retains and the DMC Championship. I felt this match was saved by the ending, if I'm honest, and the debut of Santino Marrella as the Director of Authority. It was, I think there was moments in this match that it seemed a little bit awkward. I think it's the first time Moose and Joe have gone at it.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it felt that way. So
I know what you mean. Yeah, you could tell. Given the size of Moose as well, Joe Hendry hasn't gone up against a huge athlete like that for a very long time, and Moose's height makes it very difficult to lift him. So Joe Hendry went for a lot of power moves, like the press out the ring. You know,
I mean, Joe Hendry is a strong dude. He's a very, he's
250 pounds of pure motivation.
Exactly, but he lifted Moose. He literally pressed Moose above his head, which is impressive.
Incredible.
So there were moments in the match I thought was cool and impressive, but for me, overall, it was an average match. I didn't. It didn't give me goosebumps. I wasn't overly impressed. That doesn't mean to say that it was a bad match. It was just it didn't. I didn't walk away thinking, yeah, what a main match that was. And I'm a Joe Hendry fan, as we all know, and I still believe in Joe Hendry. And I
believe in Joe Hendry.
I still believe, and I'm sure him carrying on as digital media champion will be a great run. And this just sort of kind of solidifies how good he is. He's taken out Moose now. They've put him in the main event scene. They've elevated the digital media championship by doing that. When a couple of months, like I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago, we're like, "Oh, the digital media championship, what a waste of time." I think it's great. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for it. I think it's fantastic. I thought the debut of Santino Marrella was fantastic. I thought it just goes to show how fantastic he actually is as a character. I loved it. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes from this. But then, after costing Mike Bailey his match on Countdown to Hard to Kill tonight, Kenny King declares victory in the no ropes pit fight this Thursday. So this Thursday we've got the Kenny, we got the no ropes pit fight this Thursday. He's saying he's going to win that. It's just it's a no brainer. But we're just going to have to wait.
Get him the hell out!
We're just going to have to wait. It's going to be a hell of a match. I've heard some rumors it is one of the best things people have ever seen. So
I've read some fan reaction to it, not giving away the results from the people who've posted about it, but they've said this is absolutely incredible. This match, it was something that only Impact Wrestling could do and do it right. It's just brilliant.
I'm looking forward to it. So, the Knockouts World Title #1 contender 4-way match, Diana versus Masha, Killer Kelly, and of course Taylor Wilde. I gave this one a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fast-paced. I thought the storytelling was really good. And there was lots of times where I thought somebody was going to win, but obviously they didn't.
It was so close, this match. It was so good.
So I thought that, for me, adds a suspense. It was good. So,
I
after
am the greatest.
She bloody well is, mate. After a very aggressive start from Diana towards all three of her opponents, the match settles down and we start to see more rivalries between these ladies. As you would expect, Masha is very dominant, and Taylor Wilde for a while looked like she was going to take the match. I have to be honest, I thought that was what I was talking about. I thought Taylor was going to win. I honestly thought the way that they made her look really strong.
Yeah, I thought she was going. My prediction was actually going to come to fruition. I thought Taylor was got this, and we're going to get Diana and Masha Slamovich possibly squaring off against each other. But it was so good.
I just couldn't believe how it was such a good match. Such a good match. Can I just say, hey Courtney, how are you?
Hey Courtney,
sweetheart, nice to see you. Yeah, definitely. It's awesome to see you, lovely. Thank you for joining us. So Taylor Wilde was looking really strong. It looked like she was going to win for a while, but eventually Masha hits a snowplow on Taylor Wilde. to snatch the pin 1, 2, 3 to become the number 1 contender once again for the Knockouts title. They're really pushing Masha. I watched an interview the other day. I can't remember who it was with Mickey, and she mentioned in that interview that she would love to face Masha.
Yeah.
She championed Masha to come into the company. She picked her, if you remember, for that Pick Your Poison match.
This is going to be interesting.
So I have a feeling that, I don't know, she may go over. I hope she doesn't go over Masha. That's my problem. But now she's number 1 contender. I can't see Mickey losing in the first match to Masha, which is weird. But maybe they'll build a feud. Maybe we'll start to see a heel turn, because we know, everyone knows that heels make the best champions. So maybe we'll see a heel turn, and then some dirty tactics so that Mickey.
I mean, Diana Price is also not done with Mickey James as well, so she'll probably get involved.
Yes, definitely. But I think Masha being the number 1 contender is good news. I think it was a great match. What's Mir saying? Masha lost 2 knockouts title matches to Jordan, then lose to Wild. Yet she gets another title match. Makes no sense. Well, maybe, but then when you're in a multi-person match, anyone can win, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the whole reason of these matches is you bring out yes, this guy's lost, but they've beat 4 other people who had the advantage, and so
exactly, definitely. So
it's
bonus,
like
baby,
grabbing the bison by the horns metaphor.
Yes, I guess so. What's bonus, baby? I'm going to say here. Pay attention, Shane McMahon. Impact is going to show you how to do a proper no ropes match.
Yeah,
not the underground junk. Fair enough. I get what you're saying. I thought, what's he talking about? Fucking Shane McMahon better not turn up. But anyway, and Barry Monkey. See, I've been thinking that. I think Masha would be a great fit for the design. Not BBD, because they don't. BBD aren't around anymore, so it's the design. But yeah, I think Masha would be a great fit there. And I think with Sammy now being a part of that faction, it'd be interesting to see how that pans out as well. I still think that Sammy is playing a game, but we'll see.
Sammy's got something up his sleeve.
So we then head into the Falls Count Anywhere in Atlanta match, which is obviously Steve Maclin versus Rich Swann. I gave this match 4 stars. Again, I thought this was a really, really good match. But Hall of Fame Raven joins Tom and Matt on commentary, which was cool. He was quite funny. But Maclin blindsides Swann his way out to the ring. So the match gets underway backstage. And after lots of blows either way, we end up at the entrance hall of the car park. We eventually get back inside, continuing to hit each other over and over, laying down some hard hitting offense, flying against walls and bins and God knows what else is going on. Fantastic. Loads of near falls. Anyway, we eventually get back in the arena, but Swann and Maclin look beat up and battered. But the match continued, and they fought in the stands at one point. Only a little bit, not massively. And then the accessibility ramp. Is that how you say it? Accessibility ramp? I think it is. Where Maclin fights the better of Swann to earn the pin 1, 2, 3. Maclin wins and once again proves he is the man to beat by taking out another former world champion. So I can see exactly what they're doing here. They're feeding Maclin, former world champions. This is another one that he's taken out now. Giving him that credibility, so that all the way to that eventual match. I mean, I've seen him doing some Healy stuff online where he's, Scott D'Amore is not letting him anywhere near Josh, that kind of stuff. So I think Scott's protecting Josh from Maclin. Apparently, he obviously doesn't want him to be tagged and bagged. So I thought this was a really good. I thought this was a really good match. Personally, I enjoyed it. 4 stars. Falls everywhere. There's a couple of moments I thought were quite good. So when they were fighting outside to the entrance of I think they call it a garage. They call it the parking garage in the States, but the parking lot for us, or the parking, the parking zones. And while they're fighting, they obviously set it up so that a car was going to come out and start.
Yeah,
that
was that was the cutter onto the street. That was fucking brilliant. And then
pulling and then obviously pulling him into the car and stuff. I thought that was, that's what you're talking about. That's adding a bit more to the story and a bit of creativity. I really liked it. I thought it was good.
It was like a huge throwback to the early 2000s WWF, or early for me, like when they had the hardcore title defended everywhere.
Yeah,
that's what this match reminded me of. Or the just an old school hardcore match in general. It was such a good match for me. I loved it.
Yeah, it very much reminded me of like sort of late 1990s, early 2000s WWE. Definitely.
Yeah, especially when Maclin gets chucked into the track, that wheelie bin.
Exactly. All that sort of stuff.
It was so much inspiration taken from things like that. It was so good. And then when Maclin hit the finisher on the outside the ring, and actually ended it outside the ring, just reminded everyone this is a Falls Count Anywhere match. I'm glad it ended outside the ring as well.
Yes.
That's one of those little details that if it finished in the ring, I would have thought, oh, for really? After all this, you fight everywhere, and then you finish it in the ring. But
I don't think they even got in the ring. Did they even get in the ring?
They did get in the ring. They did a bit in the ring, but as soon as they got
not
in
for
the ring,
long. It wasn't in the ring for long.
Yeah, no, they got in the ring over the ropes, and then they continued fighting outside. It was very, very brief, and
yeah, it must have been because I don't even remember it at all. But yeah, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Really good.
So enjoyable. I want to watch again.
Both Steve and Rich Swann are both fucking tough son of bitches. It was a good match. I mean, I Steve Maclin and the full Metal Mayhem would be interesting. I think
he's gone through Barbed Wire Massacre, and he's gone through God knows what else. His Monsters Ball matches. He's gone through so much hardcore matches, and that's just on Impact Wrestling. Some of the stuff he's done on Wrestling Revolver and elsewhere is insane.
He's a tough son of a bitch. I'm massive Steve Maclin. Well, you know that, Joe. I'm a huge Steve Maclin fan. I've loved him from the minute he arrived. The whole Punisher vibe. I loved it. I think he's a hell of a talent.
His introduction promo he did that had me. Then you could tell this is someone that Impact Wrestling were really invested in.
There was a lot of people that weren't too sure. They're like, who the fuck's this? But I tell you, I think he's done an amazing job. I saw Lewis Carlin did an interview with him, I think yesterday. And they were talking about if he trusted anyone to create a faction and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, no, don't trust anyone. The only person I'd ever trust is Weston Blake. So so I don't know. I've been saying I'd love to see Weston Blake in Impact Wrestling for a while. So
that'd be good.
We then go to what now some people may disagree, I don't know, but we're now going to go to the match that I give the lowest rating of the night, and I'm surprised I did because I normally like this kind of match. But Eddie Edwards versus Jonathan Gresham, I've given that a 3.5 star match. I felt a little bit underwhelmed with this match. So this is what I think. So after having some fast-paced, hard-hitting matches, this one started a little slow for me. I know you slow the pace down to then speed it back up, but it did soon pick up a bit of pace, and we got to see how good Jonathan Gresham and Eddie Edwards really are when it comes to sort of kind of one-on-one technical wrestling. They're both incredibly talented technical wrestlers. So after some jaw-dropping offense from both guys, Edwards hits Gresham with a Boston knee party to get the win. Now, I was surprised. I thought Gresham was going to win this one. I thought they were going to put Gresham over Edwards on this one because obviously he's come in now. He's signed. They want to push the guy. Who better to push Jonathan over with Eddie? We know that Eddie will always get a push when he needs one. But like I said, for me, the match seemed out of place. I think that's what it is. Yeah,
because they started off with, like you said before, we said it from the start. We started off with Josh Alexander versus Bully Ray. That was like, how are you going to top that explosive start? Probably that's the biggest fault I can take from Hard to Kill, alongside the sound issues. Was you started off with such a banger, and how are you gonna outdo that one? But this match, if it was earlier on the card, I'm pretty sure you would probably have enjoyed it a lot more. I love this match.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, I'm totally with you on this one.
Yeah,
I'm totally with it. I understand that it was an amazing match, right? I'm not saying that Gresham isn't a great wrestler. I'm not saying that Eddie's
terrible.
I'm not saying that at all. I just think the match for me felt out of place.
Yeah,
it's what it probably was. It's more like it's not for me. It probably would have been a better match for somewhere like No Surrender. For me,
yeah. Or if they put this after the tag team match. The four-way tag team.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Because they both had a similar pace. Yeah. But then, of course, the aftermath of this match is probably what put it in the position it was more than anything, which is a bit of a pain in the ass as well.
Yeah, possibly. Now, after the match, we then get thunder and lightning echo throughout the center stage as PCO appears in the ring. PCO attacks Edwards with a shovel that Edwards used to bury him in Las Vegas desert. PCO lays out with the choke slam and stands tall.
Spitting sand everywhere. No one's ever done that before. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sand and everything.
Yeah. This was a cool. He was spitting sand out of his mouth. I thought that was a cool touch. That was a good touch. I enjoyed that. No, definitely. So what Mir's saying, Bison, you can have a match without outside interference on a wrestling cheating to win. Yes, of course I do.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it was a bad match. I'm just saying. I'm saying for this particular pay-per-view, it sort of kind of felt a little bit out of place. But that doesn't mean for me it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't hit the spot for this particular pay-per-view. I think that's probably where I'm going with it in terms of where it fit within the show. Yeah. But I did like the way PCO came out everywhere. I thought that was fun.
For me, it was like a nice breather after such a huge amount of velocity, but from after the tag team match through to Maclin versus Rich Swann, we had a huge massive wave of momentum going, and then it was a nice way to ease into the main event, which was also another big storytelling based match that was going to start off at a decent pace. So this was I would have put it earlier on the card if I was booking it, but because they had PCO come back in as another huge return because we've not seen him since Las Vegas.
Yeah, that sort of kind of elevated a bit. Yeah. I think Anna's just saying, PCO coming back was the whole point of the match in the end.
Yeah, it was essentially. He said Eddie Edwards trying to escape his past, and he's not escaping his past because PCO's now just come back and trapped him again.
Yeah, definitely. But it was good. It was cool. Then we get Impact Wrestling returning to Toronto for its spring pay-per-view Extravaganza Rebellion live on April the 16th. Again, looking forward to that. Again, a big fan of the Rebellion pay-per-view. I like that one. It's a lot of fun. I can see Steve Maclin versus Josh Alexander headlining that particular one. It'd be a nice build. Be a real nice build to that. And then we go into the main event. So we got the Knockouts World Championship match. I loved that Impact did this. Yeah. And it sort of kind of came out of the blue because they were pushing the Josh and Bully Ray really hard, and most of the stories were most of the Impact leading up to that was based around that story more than anything else.
Yeah.
However, when you think about it, a legend like Mickie James potentially.
Hardcore country.
Yeah, so is a big thing, and I have to say that I think a pay-per-view of this caliber, only Impact Wrestling would have put the Knockouts Championship, regardless of what was at stake, as the main event. They would be the only one. Do you know what I mean? I can't. There's no way any other promotion would ever for Mickie James. I think that's an awesome thing to have done. I'm all over it. Massive Mickie James fan, so I was really pleased for both of them. And Jordan for me has been an amazing wrestler, amazing Knockouts champion since she took it on. Her matches with Masha have been incredible. She's just been an amazing champion. So, she deserved to be in that main event as well. So it's all good.
Yeah.
So we've got Jordan Grace versus Mickie James. We got the title versus career. And I give a 4.5 stars. So for me, it was definitely Full Metal Mayhem was the match of the night for me. But this, is a close second. I thought this was amazing. So it's the epic conclusion to Mickie James' Last Rodeo. She challenges Jordan Grace in a high-stakes title versus career match. Both knockouts exchange slaps in the middle of the ring. We do love a good slap sesh. Don't we?
We do.
With Grace gaining the upper hand. Grace puts her physicality on display as she hits a double foot stomp on the corner, then stands on her opponent. Grace charges into the corner, but Mickie James avoids the incoming assault and follows up with a top rope bulldog, which is very cool. I do love a top rope bulldog. It's a cool move. James creates some much needed separation, giving her an opportunity to regain her composure. James hits a series of running clotheslines, finally making the only thing I'd say about those clotheslines, it didn't look particularly convincing. And again, it's hard if you're a smaller competitor to make a clothesline on a bigger, stronger competitor look solid.
Yeah,
unless you're going
to actually whack them in the throat and possibly injure them. You have to hit them so you're not going to physically intentionally hurt them.
Exactly.
It's like with Jonathan Gresham versus Eddie Edwards, some of the higher strikes he did with his arms.
I think it took 3 or 4 of those to actually take Grace off her feet. James launches herself off the top rope, driving Grace into the ramp with the. I thought they called it the Therese press. Do they call it Therese press or something?
Yes,
anyway,
press.
That's it. James isn't able to secure the McDDT, so she instead locks in the guillotine attempt. Grace fights out of that, which you expect to with her strength, and hits a delayed vertical suplex, which was pretty cool.
Amazing.
Followed by but she followed it with a jackhammer, which was
I love this. It was so. I love it. The combination move is amazing. Such a great combination move.
And then obviously she followed that up with a flapjack. Hang on, sorry. I've lost where I am. Jackhammer, very close near fall. James connects Hurricane Ronda out of the corner, then follows up with a flapjack. James is in control as she hits a seated senton for 2. Grace comes back with a big buster, but another ball. James counters the pile driver into twisted leg scissors. That was cool, but it's not enough. Near fall after near fall. Neither knockout could put the other one away. James hits the Mick kick. I love the fact she calls stuff like the Mick DT and the Mick kick and all that kind of stuff. Followed by the Mick DT. There you go. There's another one. But somehow, some way, Grace kicks out for 2. Grace locks in a sleeper. I thought this was almost it now, but James will not fade. James sends her into the steel ring post, then spikes Grace with a tornado DDT to win the Knockouts World title and keep her career alive. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about that is I thought that was a weak finish to beat her with. Because Grace is a tough bitch. Yeah. Some of the stuff that she would have been taking from, like Masha, would have been way more than that, and she would have kicked out of it. So I don't know. Either way, I thought it was a great match. I enjoyed it. Good storytelling. What did you think of the entry of Mickie James? The whole Indian nation.
I thought it was so brilliant. I had no idea that she was part Native American, but I could almost tell from her appearance that there was something there. So I'm trying to think of a way to put it without sounding racist or bigoted or anything like that. But you could just tell that she had Native American heritage in her. Some of the Rock, you could tell he's Samoan.
Oh well. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Mickie James is not doesn't shy away from her Native American roots.
The fact that Impact Wrestling put that on, actually, she was dropping hints of it as the Last Rodeo was going on and on. She could tell from the earrings she was wearing, they were changing.
I think she's been getting more and more into her Indian heritage. I guess it's stuff that she probably wasn't able to do anywhere else.
Yeah, it's all about
where-
their confidence and actually letting people know more than anything else. Because
Yes.
people are so quick to just shoot you down because you're different.
I don't think there's been many
No, there hasn't.
Native American wrestlers. I really don't.
No, I don't. I can't think off the top of my head.
I mean, there's been a couple. I mean, was Jimmy Snooker? Was Jimmy Snooker? Was he?
I think
or was he Samoan?
I think Jimmy Snooker might have been. I'm not sure.
I think Jimmy Snooker might have been Native American. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone in the chat will let us know. But either way,
where's Critical Sting when you need him?
Yeah, he would know. He would definitely know. But either way, I thought this was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. I'm over the moon that that she is still with us, because I was worried that she would Tonka. There you go. Yeah, I was worried that she was gone. But anyway, so Impact there. As Mickie James celebrates with her family who are in attendance ringside, and of course her son. Is it Donovan? Is her son called Donovan? Yeah.
Donovan.
The interesting thing here, okay, is that there was no sign of Nick Aldis. Now, was that intentional? This is my thing. Is that intentional? Because I still have a feeling that Nick is coming to Impact Wrestling, and I still have a feeling that Mickie James is going to turn heel to keep her title. And will Nick Aldis have something to do with that? Moving forward,
if he was there too, I think it would have taken the spotlight away from Mickie James and all of her family a lot more as well. I thought, because he's such a huge name in wrestling, it was nice to just keep this about the knockouts rather than have anyone overshadowing it.
Yeah,
it was great to see Tara out there. It was great to see Raven there, and it's great to see Mickie James' family.
Yeah, definitely.
I
thought it was cool.
The whole match was about Mickie James reigniting her career and making a final statement if she had lost.
Yeah, definitely. And Anna, see that she's been wondering about Nick Aldis not being in attendance. It does. I'm sorry, but it does seem strange because they support each other in the business. They always have.
Yeah, I read his tweet after the match, and that was it. In case at the end of the match. Regardless, and I read Nick Aldis' tweet, and that had me going.
I didn't read it. I didn't read it.
He's so proud of Mickie, what she's done, and how Impact Wrestling have helped keep her confidence up and everything, keep her believing in herself and all that.
Yeah.
No other company would have given her the opportunity if she asked for it.
I just still feel it's a bit odd. I do. I think it's odd. I think at some point Nick Aldis is going to turn up on Impact Wrestling. It's going to be something to do with Mickie. I got this feeling it's going to happen, and that's why he wasn't there. There you go. Look, I love heel turns because heels make the best wrestlers. If I was ever a wrestler, I would be a heel all day long. Heels make the best, most interesting champions. They make the best wrestlers. End of. So there you go. Anyway, I thought it was a fantastic pay-per-view, and out of 10, I would give this show 8.5 stars. So there you go, 8.5 stars for that. I thought it was a fantastic pay-per-view. I really enjoyed it top to bottom. So there you go. Hard to kill, everybody. That's pretty much all I've got to say, really. What about you, Joe? I mean, if you were to star rate the entire show, what would you give it? Are you agreeing with me, or would you?
Yeah, I say 8 or 9. I don't do 0.5s. It's just too much fighting out for me. Yeah,
too much for your brain to handle.
Too much thought to go into adding a 0.5. So I'd say 8 or 9. It was a good solid match pay-per-view. You wanted to kick off the year with a bang, and they kicked it off with a bang. And we've got the six knockout tag match still to come for those who haven't seen it yet, and we got the fallout to come. It's just the year has started off so much better than I expected it to after how everything finished last year. It just carried on the momentum like we did the year before. We kind of just carried the momentum on with flying colors, and it's just not let up. So
David is going with a solid 8 out of 10. I think bare minimum 8.
Yeah.
I don't. It's definitely not below an 8 for this show. I think it was a fantastic show. It would take something special for me to hit a 9. I can tell you that, and something extremely special to hit a 10. But an 8. There you go. There you go. Now, just hitting on to some of the stuff that's been going on this week. You've got the mid. So we were talking about the match that sort of kind of like suddenly disappeared off the card. So we get the digital media exclusive matches: Giselle Shaw, Tasha Steelz, Van Evans versus the Death Dolls. It was still taped at Hard to Kill. It still happened at Hard to Kill. It just wasn't shown at Hard to Kill. So, but it's a good match. It's a really good match. So I suggest you go and check it out. It's available for everyone Ultimate Insider or Impact Plus subscribers. If you're not, it'll be available from the weekend. So, but just make sure you don't miss it. It's a really good match. The crowd are really hot. Go check it out. As of when I wrote this, we didn't have any BTI, or as of the start of this show, there wasn't a BTI match advertised. I don't know if there has been one since we've been on air. Nothing's popped up. So if there is, let me know, because I'd be interested. And then for Impact Wrestling, all we've actually got advertised for the show, which is normally the case after a pay-per-view. You don't normally get much advertised. We've got Mickie James addressing the Impact Zone after becoming Knockouts champ. We've got Killer Kelly versus Taylor Wilde. And then we've got Kenny King versus Mike Bailey in the pit fight. Now, I'm assuming that we're probably going to get 2 more matches out of that as well. Especially, we'll probably get another 2 male matches, I would imagine, especially as you've got Mickey, starting the show off. We're probably going to get some storytelling going on there. Then I'm pretty sure they'll hit us with a maybe something to do with the tag team division, possibly. Then we'll get the female match, and then obviously we'll end with the Kenny King, Mike Bailey. Who knows? We might get another match as well, but we're certainly, definitely, we're going to get 5. We'll definitely get 5. 4 or 5 matches. So I'll look forward to seeing what goes on with that. Again, we've got, there you go, the Design versus Yuya and Delirious. Okay, that's what the BTI match is. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah. Courtney saying Deanna versus Ashley D'Ambrosio. I think that's next week, actually, but it might.
Yeah,
it might
I know that is advertised for this week or this. I know that is coming. I've seen that too. I've seen
it was advertised for the tapings. That doesn't mean it's going to happen Thursday.
I've seen pictures from the match as well. So I know it was coming this week or next week.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to that one. I think the pit fight is going to be insane. I'm looking forward to
amazing.
That. From what I've heard, I mean, some of the Impact faithful have been saying it's like one of the best matches they've ever seen. One of the best sort of kind of that type of match they've ever seen. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, the pit matches this week, guys. So make sure you tune in for that. And again, no, Barry, I've not seen anything on why Bhupinder Gujjar was not at the pay-per-view. I've got absolutely no idea. But I'm looking forward to Killer Kelly versus Taylor Wilde tomorrow night. Really am looking forward to that. I love Killer Kelly. I love Taylor Wilde. She's my girl. I want to see both of those guys do well. But guys, that's just about all we have time for this week. Don't forget to tune in to the TNI Impact review show tomorrow night, live on YouTube and Twitch, directly after Impact is actually aired on Access TV, Fight Network in Canada, Impact Plus, YouTube Insider, and of course, DAZN. DAZN? I don't know.
DAZN.
DAZN. I might get that right one day. I never come up every week. I'm always get it wrong, don't I? Every week. But guys, please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up. And of course, join our Discord where we pretty much talk about everything Impact and or wrestling related, as well as movies and other sports and all sorts of stuff like that as well. And of course, all TNI shows are available to all of you listening on the Go fans. There's audio on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows all over the world. We are there. Now, where can we find you on the socials, my friend? Where can we find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at JOKEmptySpace. You can jump onto Facebook or Twitter, look for #EmptySpace, #Into the Void. Or if you fancy to tickle your taste buds and your sense of humor, look for #Daily Eagle.
Okay.
And empty with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
Fair enough. And we have noticed, obviously, you've probably noticed Steve's not around again. He's still not well, guys. He's still not well. But if you're interested in following Steve, he is at Simply Steve. Give me the numbers.
313.
What are the numbers?
313.
313. So at Simply Steve 313. Make sure you follow him. He's still active on those. He's just not available to come on at the moment. He's still not 100% fit. So we wish Steve all the best. Get well soon, bud. We do miss you on the show. So hopefully he'll be back next week. We'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Everyone needs to cross their fingers that Joe's back next week. We do miss him. Bless him. But guys, listen, please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. These are important. I'd give it 2 if I could. But these thumbs up are really, really important because, it helps us become more visible, move up the timeline so more people see the show, get to watch the show. These thumbs up are really important. Of course, below with regards to any of the subjects we've been talking about. If you weren't live with the chat with us today, make sure that you leave a comment below. We do like to interact with you, whether you watched us live or not. So, like I say, anything that we've talked about, if you've got any comments about it, if you think I'm being a dick saying that the Eddie Edwards and Jonathan Gresham match is only a 3.5 star, then let me know. let me know, because not everyone agrees with the Bison. Not everyone, especially Mir. Mir never agrees. He never agrees with anything because he knows I love a good 3-way and stuff like that. He knows I love a heel. I love a good heel turn. But guys, please give us a thumbs up. It really does make a big difference to us. It really does. And please consider, if you're new to the show and you like what you see, hitting that subscribe button. And of course, once you've done that, don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, and of course, a smash to never miss any of the TNI-UK and US teams' great Impact-related content each and every single week. With all that said, I have been your host, Bison, and of course, this has been The Joker, and this has been episode 117 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.
We're Bison! We are Impacted!